Now the Under Armour All-American game is over. Cormani McClain has not made a decision on where he's going to go, but he's going to announce it January 15th. I asked this question. Can Coach Prime once again get another 5-star from the grips of another Power 5? Let's talk about that and all the great things that Colorado's doing right now in the transfer portal in about 10 seconds. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay here with Unfair Sports, where we take a pensive approach to the sports conversation. Thanks for checking out the YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to talk about the Portal King himself, Coach Prime, and all the work that they're doing right now in bringing in top recruits to Colorado, showing you that Colorado and Coach Prime is doing it the right way, if nothing else. And so, before we jump into this, hop in the comments. Do you think Kormani McClain is going to pick Colorado on January 15th when he's going to make his announcement? And can Coach Prime finish with a top 20 class? Right now, he is trending at number 23 overall, 43 for recruits, and number 2 in transfers. So last time we talked about this, they were top 5. They're moving up to number 2 with 17 commits. And I want to talk about that, but I want to know what you guys think about it. Do you think Coach Prime can be successful leveraging the transfer portal in his first year? Outside of that, if you're new to the channel, hit that like, subscribe, and the bell notification and join the family. We're growing fast and we're dropping a lot of content. I'm trying to keep up with all these news and everything. Now, the holidays are over. You're going to see a lot of stuff. This month is busy. This is transfer month. This is the final portion of recruiting as National Signing Days, first week of February. It's going to be a crazy time, so I'd love to have you. And if you've been around for a while, just hit the share button. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about these players that's coming in. So Cormani McClain at the Under Armour All-American game made mention that January 15th is the date that he's going to make his commitment. Right now, he is verbally committed to Miami. All we're waiting to do is see where he signs on the line, which is dotted. But there's speculation. Colorado's in there. The rumor has it he got a call with Coach Prime. And on that day of early signing in December, his mom tweeted out that there will be no signing today. We're waiting. And it looked like Coach Prime got in there. And I've heard some players at Alabama make mention, or recruit from Alabama mention that Cormani could come there. But we don't know where he's going to go. He's a very quiet kid, super shy. But honestly, I think it's a lean towards Colorado. And that leads into the things that Coach Prime and his team are doing right now are the right things for success. Now, the jury is out on his coaching ability when it comes to the Power 5 level. He's seen some success in the SWAC, down in the FCS ranks. Now, can he do it in the FBS ranks, especially at the Power 5 level? And I can see Colorado being successful long-term with the players that they're bringing in. I'm looking at these transfers. They brought in 17 transfers so far, which gives them the number 2 class. And it's a mixed bag of talent from players that were former 4-stars in high school, like Vontae Bentley coming from Clemson. We've talked about him in the past. And then you've got these players coming from the transfer portal that are now considered 4-stars because of how talented they were, like Jimmy Horn Jr. from University of South Florida and Seydou Traore from Arkansas State, tight end that's a freak of nature that could play wide receiver as well. And then, of course, coming from Jackson State, Deion got about 7 of those players to follow him. Of course, his son, Deion Sanders, was guaranteed to be part of Coach Prime's team. And analysts over at Fox Sports, RJ Young, has him up there in his Heisman candidates for next year, specifically because you put that Sean Lewis offense with Deion Sanders and all these fast receivers and that high altitude, there's a good chance they could do some special stuff. But even tossing in there Travis Hunter, who he stole from Florida State right on National Signing Day, and we're seeing that no matter what you say or what you think about the abilities that Coach Prime and his staff has, they're putting things together that you're supposed to. They're bringing in the 4-stars. They're bringing in more 4-stars than Colorado has had in the last 5 years. Think about that. Look at their current class, the 23 class. They brought in Dylan Edwards, who I just knew was a lock at Kansas State. They're infamous for bringing in your small, fast running backs. Look at Deuce Vaughn. Go to the pass like Darren Sproles, players like that dominate at that school with their size. They just show out in college football. He has Dylan Edwards, who's fast, and I've seen him race at the Under Armour games, and he was the fastest player there. So he won that. And then you add in 2 receivers that came in at 4-star, one out of Louisiana, one out of Georgia, and Mario Miller, as well as Adam Hopkins. Like, you're bringing in 4-star recruits, something that Colorado has done, like I said, in the last 4 to 5 years. It's been lackluster in the classes they've had. They went from in the 80s as far as their class rank to 43 right now as far as just recruits. And they're not done yet. They've still got opportunity. If they bring in a Cormani McClain and some of these other targets they're going for, there's a good chance that Coach Prime can finish with a top 30 recruiting class his first month at Colorado. And that's all namesake. Hopefully you all have been checking out the Coach Prime series that they have on Amazon Prime, where he's basically chronicling his time at Jackson State. You kind of get an understanding of his philosophy, his style, something definitely to check out if you're really interested in what you're going to see here at Colorado. But something else that I wanted to make mention of is that let's look at that 24 class, the players that honestly will be the ones that will lead the charge going forward. Bringing in these transfers is a great way to jumpstart your team, but you still have to have a foundation of solid players. And picking up a commitment from Omar White, the defensive lineman from Georgia, 4-star, that's a big deal. That's huge. He's getting players from SEC country to come to Colorado. Not just your, players that people are overlooking. We're looking at 4-stars. And the even bigger one is that as these players are starting to announce their top 8s, their top 10s, their top 15s of teams that they're considering going into the 24 class cycle, Colorado's on a list of a lot of them. And I'm going to do another video on the players that have added Colorado to their top 10 just to point out to you all that they're doing the right stuff. They're going after the right players. The question is can they develop them and be successful long term? But outside of that, I'm truly curious to know, do you guys really think that he can land Kormani McClain? Hop in the comments. Let me know. I'm really curious about it because I do have a feeling that Coach Prime is going to steal some random 5-stars here and there over the next few years and then grow the program. Now, if they see success year 1, that 24 class could end up top 10. If they don't see success year 1, they're probably going to end up with a top 20 class regardless because the namesake of Coach Prime and Deion Sanders and the brand and everything that he's done, his whole branding setup is doing nothing but paying dividends today. 17 commits in the transfer portal, the number 2 transfer portal class right now behind Florida State. If he keeps doing that and they find the right talent, especially with the staff that he put together, we talked about the staff that he has. You can definitely look up that video because that's probably one of my favorites. He's putting together a staff of leaders, former head coaches, those that have been in the Power 5 ranked to build a team. So, made it this far. Hop in the comments. Let me know you think he can grab Kormani McClain. Can this class finish in the top? Overall class in the top 20. Can he finish in the top 30 for his recruiting class? And can he stay in the top 5 for his transfer class? Thanks for pulling up to Unfair Sports. We're going to talk a lot more about Coach Prime. I'm going to go through some of these players. I'm going to go through the 2 wide receivers in another video later this week, as well as some of these 24 commits, as well as the ones that got him in the top 10. Appreciate your time. We'll chop it up soon.